Sean Haney here with RealAgriculture.com. I'm at Canola Discovery Forum in Canmore, Alberta, and right now I'm joined by James Radke from Cibus. How are you doing today, James?
Really good, thanks.
Okay, James, tell us a little bit about Cibus. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, Cibus is a trait development company. We're out of San Diego, based in San Diego. And,
good spot to be based out of.
It is. It's nice, particularly for me, because I got an office in the Twin Cities. And so I get there in the wintertime. It's a nice diversion.
Yeah.
But we basically have a technology which creates traits in plants. And the technology is applied in such a way that it's a non-GM approach. So we have non-GM traits we're able to make in different plants, and really any plants, but that we have the right targets in.
Okay, so are these herbicide-based traits, or what kind of traits?
They can be anything, but the first traits that we're working on are herbicide-based traits. We're also looking at disease and oil quality. So, but herbicide is the first one because it's a little easier to work on. So you develop a herbicide-tolerant cell line. You can select for that in culture, and that works a lot easier for
Well,
us.
and obviously herbicide resistance is a huge topic across North America. So everyone's looking for more options.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we started with our SU canola, which is our first product out. We also realized that there will be other needs and other type of herbicide tolerances that we're looking for. And we are developing others, looking at different modes of action to try to address some of the problems with resistant weeds.
Canola is a focus, obviously.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why canola?
Well, it started out because canola was an easy crop to work with in the lab. So you can culture canola pretty easily, and it's just amenable to the techniques we needed. Since then, we moved on to other crops which are much more challenging, but canola started it, and because of that, we've actually even developed a small breeding program to support our trait development program in canola.
Okay, so what is sort of the objective then? Is it to be a trait-based company, or is it to actually commercially produce hybrids into the market?
We want to be a trait-based company. I mean, we're developing traits for plants. We'd like to have breeding partners that we can work with those traits. And that is occurring as we go forward. However, in the meantime, we've developed this SU canola, and we found it most efficacious to be able to take it to market ourselves. So we're actually selling that through different collaborators and distribution channels in North Dakota.
Right. So right now we live in a sort of we're trying to have a real connected world between what's happening in the field and the farm and what's happening on the consumer's plate.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to introduce new technology like this into the marketplace, where do you start? Are you starting with seed companies, or are you starting more with the end user market?
Well, we start with seed. I mean, we're part of the seed business as such, and so we'll start with the seed companies. But we're quite aware of the demand out there. One of the interesting things, which may not be obvious to a lot of people, is there seems to be an increased demand for non-GM canola oil.
Right.
And that's obviously at the consumer level. And as we're hearing about that demand, as we're realizing that demand, we're developing products that can address that and can serve that market.
Okay. And how old is the company?
About 12 years old.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what are some of the other crop focuses that you're working on?
We're working on flax, for example. We've got a fairly exciting flax product coming down the pipeline right now. Rice, potatoes are among the others, and we've worked on other crops that we don't talk much about, but you can imagine what they are because they're major agronomic crops.
Right. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not, but you didn't mention corn. Is there not much of a market for new trait development in that area?
Well, if you think about the corn market, it's fairly well saturated with GM, certainly in the major markets, North and South America. Mm-hmm. Now, there are some interests in other areas, and we're certainly investigating those, and we'll address those as they come up.
James, it was great to talk to you, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk again soon.
Excellent. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.